6 races of 11. Those are the stats for Maxime Plant. Mind you, that's not starts, top 10s, or even top 5s. Those numbers occupy the win column. Along with a win rating better than most MLB teams, but of course not my Boston Red Sox, Maxime walks into Fairbury with a 28-point lead on Travis Miller. Round 12 of the BRP Pro Dirt Late Model Tour is live from the Fairbury American Legion Speedway on PitStop TV. Welcome to the virtual Fairbury, Illinois. Andrew Cardinale here with Joe Donahue joining me in the booth. Trey Shuttlesworth is on our social media coverage, and we're ready to bring you here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter the 12th round of 13. I can't wait to get things going. This is the final kind of opportunity for Travis Miller to kind of join up and I guess kind of gang up if he can on Maxime Plant. The final opportunity to see if he can defy all odds. There we go, defy all odds. I made that in a message earlier. I can't believe the battle we've been given here, Joe. It really is David Goliath almost, and it's a return to a Midwestern bull ring like that of Kokomo 2 weeks ago. Fairbury could be no different, though, from the fuel mileage race that turned out in Lakeland, Florida last week. And Joe, in an ever-changing, ever-evolving series where, again, we're learning new things about these drivers and new things about how this championship might play out, what do you look for this week at this proper Midwestern bull ring?
Well, it's great to be back at a little dirt track in the Midwest. Obviously, you know, Kokomo is a fun place to go, and so is Fairbury. When I look at this track, I think about that ever-evolving season you're talking about. You know, even with everything changing, I'm always looking at Travis Miller and Maxime Plant. I think, you know, you always see Maxime try to go to the top line. You always see Gavin Isel go down low. You always see Travis Miller leading charges on trying to spice things up and find spots on the track where there may be a little bit more grip. But in terms of the racing, it's so different than last week. I was able to tune in, and holy cow, things got exciting at the bitter end of that one. But I'm just looking for some big sends, some nice sliders, some big runs on the top side. I love Fairbury. I think the banking at the very top end is very interesting and dynamic. So I'm looking for a really good, dynamic, and interesting race that just is going to change the whole way through the event.
And you see the point standings here after 11 races of 13. Again, this is the penultimate round of the season. Maxime Plant comes in with just about the best cushion he could ask for, 28 points. That's 14 points a race, and, well, we don't have the largest of fields here this evening. This is a tight little racetrack. I'm not surprised if maybe some of these guys maybe don't feel like they have the opportunity to get up there and battle, maybe don't want to race. Now, I would still tell them you got to come up and race, you got to show up and race, it's just part of it, but we are light on cars for the moment. So that has to be as big a storyline as anything else coming into this evening. 28 points, that's 14 points a race, and there is little opportunity for Travis to make that up. Now, you look deeper in the field, you can find smaller battles like 5th and 6th, Brett Fisher and Adam Hilton, two guys that have had standout seasons, albeit not scoring a race win just yet. And you look a little further down, you find 9th and 10th with Alan Slight and Hunter Hullberg. It's also worth mentioning Tanner Correa made the biggest moves of anybody last week in the points, moving all the way up into 8th. Adam Hilton, Hunter Reeve, they had some pretty good weeks as well. They hold steady in their positions, but Brett Fisher just gets that slight edge over the 3 cars. So a lot of moving and shaking around at this point standings, but still a lot of the same.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think you talk about Tanner Correa, he's been one of those guys that's come on the last few races and has been pretty consistent and solid and just showing up. You know, showing up is the first step to getting points in this championship. And while maybe, you know, Travis Miller has a pretty steep hill to climb, it's not impossible, but Maxime Plant certainly wrap things up more or less here tonight. So that's definitely going to be on the gentleman's mind as they go through the race tonight. And then you look at the guys like Gavin Isel, Jamie Porter. I had thought, you know, these guys are going to want to come out. There's only 2 races left. They're going to want one chance. They're going to take a chance and maybe get one more win on their year, try to round it out on this season with a high point. Same goes for Brett Fisher, Adam Hilton, Hunter Reeve. I mean, all these guys up in the top 10, they're just looking for one more shot to get a good finish, get a couple more solid points runs in, and try to move up a spot or 2 in the championship.
We're looking at a fantastic day for racing in Illinois at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway, at least virtually here on the iRacing.com sim. You see about 78 degrees, air temp, 85 on the track. Not that it matters too much on a dirt track. And, of course, very static winds, very calm winds there out of the north at 2 miles per hour. Everything is setting up for a fantastic final couple of rounds, all beginning this evening. Again, this is where the comeback has to start. If we look at practice times, we get a slight idea of how things might go. Let's bring them up. You can see Travis Miller, second place in practice so far. Dean Meitzler, Tanner Correa join him in the top 5, but then you see Maxime Plant all behind Alan Slate leading the practice chart. So Maxime Plant still very fast. Travis Miller looks a little bit faster, but of course, you can see how used up the track already he is here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway, so that certainly plays into things. We're going to find out here in just a few moments, about 5 minutes or so. We'll go qualifying here from the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. That is a tongue twister each and every time. We'll call it the Fairbury Speedway then. We'll be qualifying here very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We've got a whole lot of racing that you do not want to miss this evening on PitStop TV. So happy to have you here. Boy, I can't wait to get this one going. Make sure to stick with us. This is PitStop TV with coverage of the BRP iRacing series.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence. After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back to the virtual Fairbury American Legion Speedway, clocking in at a quarter mile. This is a proper bull ring, much like Kokomo Speedway in Kokomo, Indiana. We've gotten a bit of a preview, if you will, 2 weeks ago, but I think this race is going to differ in so many ways this evening from what we saw a couple of weeks ago where Maxime Plant took home the dub, ultimately over Travis Miller and Gavin Eisel. Before we get the party started here, for the BRP iRacing Series, let's give a big thank you to all of our partners here with the BRP iRacing Series. Of course, Bicknell Racing Products, the namesake of the BRP iRacing Series, as well as Matt Naruto Designs, putting a lot of these paint schemes on the track, especially with Beef Esports, as well as Jam Performance, Pete Costco Haulage, and Miller's Auto Detailing. Joe, how about you tell us about our partners here at PitStop TV?
Absolutely, Andrew. We got some great partners over here. We'll start off with Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music, you provide an image that you want, and they create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker, sound art technology behind a frame of whatever your heart desires. You get the best of both worlds. Be sure to visit them at TucsonSoundArt.com and use the promo code PitStop TV at checkout. You'll receive 10% off your purchase. Great product. You don't know you need it until you have it. We want to thank RacePace for coming on board with us, too. If you ever wanted to have your own race engineer on speed dial, you can now thanks to RacePace. Tyler Campbell over there working with a driver development service and setup shop all in one. A real-world race engineer helping you step up your game on your virtual path through your next races. Pick up the pace with RacePace. We want to thank Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine, Permanent Makeup and Cryo offers through Ashley Bollier, the certified micropigmentation specialist, running the show over there, providing professional, safe, and personalized services to you. You can contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com. Call or text them at 207-358-8683, or go on over to Facebook and check them out over there. We want to thank Whiplash Media, specializing in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. You can grab your iBroadcast cameras today at www.pitstoptv.com. And we want to thank BAM Racing Videos as well, by a race fan for the racing community. You can go ahead and search them up on YouTube as well to go check out some of the great work that they have over there. I've done my own research on them, and they have some really great stuff over there to check out. But Andrew, we're getting into qualifying over here with the BRP iRacing Series. Dean Meitzler out on track first.
Qualifying opening up for the BRP iRacing Series at Fairbury. We're up to 12 entries. I do like that. So 12 now on your ticker. You see fastest lap from Tana Correa. Immediately, Tana Correa goes up to the top. Now a few drivers usurping him. Here's Adam Hilton working around the Speedway. Goes into what looks like 3 and 4. Catches the wall. That's going to invalidate that lap time, but a pretty strong outing so far from the number 3 car. More cars on the Speedway, one being Hunter Reeve.
Hunter Reeve comes out on track now, and you're going to see people going up to the very high side of Fairbury and possibly flirting with the concrete wall a bit over the course of the evening. The track's just going to work up more and more. Here is Hunter Reeve through 3 and 4. He will come on through. There's Richard Pereira now making the turn way low in the corner, so maybe a little bit experimental down there. There's some grip, but not a ton. And as you see, the board didn't change there quite that much. Gavin Eisel got up into the wall there, and that's an invalidated lap time as well. Gavin all over the wall. Maxime Plant making some time on the top side as well. That's a guy who knows how to run a top line.
And riding on board here with the driver of the 79, the gentleman, as we so often call him, across the line. He'll take his first time to lap to the top of the board. I mean, does it get any better than this for Maxime Plant? He's looking at potentially going for 8 wins out of 13. That's only 5 races if he closes out the race season that he would not have won. He goes even faster somehow, looking like he was maybe even fading off on that final lap. Goes faster that final lap here in qualifying. Now the 22 car goes out. It's almost like they scripted this. Travis Miller, can he go out there? Can he grab himself 2 points with the fastest lap time in qualifying?
Miller runs the top through 1 and 2. Pretty impressed by Adam Hilton's lap time as well. That's somebody that Travis Miller's got to put some focus on getting a better lap time. Then he sings out of turn number 4 and to the line. We'll wait for timing and scoring to update us on. He is P4. He's going to get another shot at it down the back straightaway through 3 and 4. See if Travis Miller can step things up a little bit. He runs off, but not going to get there.
That's painful for Travis Miller. These bonus points, I think, for Maxime Plant, well, they take it up to 30 points now that Travis Miller has to get on the driver of the 79, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that's just too tall a mountain to climb if you're the driver of the 22. If you're the driver of any car out here, I don't think anybody can just make up 30 points on Maxime Plant in 2 races, or at all, for that matter. It's just quite simply, we've not seen it done here in the BRP iRacing Series, going back seasons at this point. We've just not seen it happen in league competition. So I think that's going to be a very tall mountain to climb, but he's got an opportunity to try and gain some points here in the heats and see if he can make some headway. We're going to start off, of course, with heat number 1. Taking to the Speedway first, it's a 6-car grouping of Maxime Plant on pole. Of course, taking fastest time in qualifying and 2 bonus points along with it. Jamie Porter on his outside, starting third. The inside of row number 2, it's Gavin Eisel on the 18. Then Hunter Reeve on his outside, starting from 4th. The back row of this first heat is going to be the 2-car of Alan Slight and the 99 of Wild Bill Hunter Holberg.
Now, this should be a pretty interesting heat. Obviously, you got Porter and Plant up front. Gavin Eisel, a very strong driver in this series as well. I've been thinking Hunter Reeve is one of those guys in the late season that's really putting the binders on and making some noise for himself. He's been doing very well lately, pretty consistent. Alan Slight's fast. Hunter Holberg's on the track to redeem himself as well. So this is just 6 cars who are going to be going all out and trying their best to get to the front by the end of these 8 laps.
Absolutely agree with you, Joe Donahue. We're getting ready to go racing for 8 laps here in heat number 1. As usual, these heats are always those 8-lap distances. Getting ready to let them loose here in turns 3 and 4. Slowly climbing through the final couple of corners, coming up to our flag stand, and being released, we are green from Fairbury for heat number 1. Immediately, Maxime Plant losing a lot of time. Jamie Porter takes the race lead. Hunter Reeve slams the wall, and we keep racing on to lap number 2.
The top line was definitely the place to start. Hunter Reeve just zinged around the top side. Jamie Porter did the same. You can see how well Jamie Porter is just ripping up top. He comes past the line again, puts it on to lap 3 here, and he's just got no trouble from Hunter Reeve right now. They're kind of running in a line on the top end of the track, but Hunter Reeve is kind of under pressure from Maxime Plant.
On board with Maxime Plant through turns 1 and 2, all over Hunter Reeve. He goes fastest that lap, but as we come around to halfway in this first heat, I just don't know if he can get by the 44 and the 45 to claim those max points, but he'll still get 2 points finishing where he is.
Yeah, the problem right now is the track's very dominant on the top side, and they're going to have to wear it in a good bit before we start seeing, or if we see some mistakes like that with Hunter Reeve getting a bit of the wall right there, Maxime Plant's going to dive way to the bottom, but you're going to see that momentum on the outside just carries those guys away from him. They're coming to 2 laps to go now. Maxime Plant's going to need a little bit of help if he's going to want to catch back up and make a pass on Hunter Reeve.
Jamie Porter still leading the way. You see Reeve in second. Then Plant. Holberg is falling way back here with Alan Slight and Gavin Eisel as we come around to take the white flag in heat number 1. It's all Jamie Porter leading the way still in that number 45 car. White flag is out, presented by Tucson Sound Art. We go now into turns 3 and 4. It's all the 45. And heat race win 1. Heat race 1 win, something like that, goes to Jamie Porter.
Excellent drive. I mean, the top side was very dominant, so it was really a 1-lane race, but Jamie Porter hit all those turns perfectly. That was well done.
My bad, Maxime. I know you're top there.
Getting ready for heat race number 2. We're going to take a quick step away. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more racing action on the way.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Bringing it back to you now for heat race number 2 from the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Leading things off, how about this? For the driver of the 3 car, it is Adam Hilton. Bottom side of row number 1. Top side, though, of row number 1, it's Travis Miller in the 22 car. Starting third in heat 2, it's Dean Meitzer in the 49. Tanner Correa to his outside. The back row of this second heat, how about this? For an interesting back row, Richard Pereira and Dylan Davidson, Double D, somebody we've not seen in quite some time, is here with us. We go green flag in heat number 2, and already these guys down to the bottom side of 1 and 2. Big contact out of the final corner. Most of these guys hang on to it. Correa falls back. Meitzer falls back. But look at this, Joe. The 22, the double deuce, up to the point what he needs to be.
Yeah, Travis Miller needs to maximize any points he can, and right now he will eliminate that 2-point gap that Maxime Plant got for having the fastest qualifying time. If he can win this one and get 4 points out of this heat race. Adam Hilton and Tanner Correa, they made a little bit of contact right there. They were just fighting to try to both be on the top line, and evidently Adam Hilton won that one out.
Now, even if he does win this heat race, the gap going to be 18 points, even if he maximizes later on the way things look, or thereabouts anyways. It's certainly not going to be anything all that good for this 22 car. It's not going to be the 14 points that he really needed to get from this race, but he can still do things. He can still take a big chip out of the points lead, and he's doing exactly what he needs to, rising to the occasion so far, even if he didn't quite in qualifying.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Anything can happen, and while, Maxime Plant isn't a guy who makes a ton of mistakes, you never say never, but Adam Hilton right now is gaining a little bit on Travis Miller lap by lap, and Tanner Correa actually sets the fastest one, so as it comes through 3 and 4, you will see the white flag presented by Tucson Sound Art. Travis Miller only one more course before he comes around for that checkered flag.
Down the backstretch for the final time, it's the double deuce, the thriller, Travis Miller round the top. And he wins heat race number 2. Adam Hilton comes in second. Tanner Correa in third. Dean Weitzler fourth. Dylan Davidson fifth. Richard Pereira comes up sixth in this heat race. No eliminations this evening. We don't quite have enough cars for that, but we do have enough cars for what can be a fantastic race and what I think will be a fantastic race here in the virtual Fairbury, Illinois this evening. Getting ready to go at it then for 40 laps. We've got a field of 12. Let's go through them all. Starting first, it's Jamie Porter in the 45. New to BV Sports, and boy, he has been the flagship driver ever since. Travis Miller will start to his outside. A couple of teammates then on the front row. Starting third, it's Hunter Reeve in the 44 car. Adam Hilton to his outside. Starting fifth, championship leader, and I would say likely championship winner, but it's not over yet. Maxime Plant starts fifth. Tanner Correa to his outside. That's the top half of the field.
You roll back to 7th place on the grid. You've got Double H Hunter Holberg in car number 99. Starting on his outside in 8th is going to be Dean Meitzler in the 49, the Silver Bullet. Row 5 starts on the inside with the number 2 machine of Alan Slight in his outside, making his return to the BRP Series, Double D Dylan Davidson. And riding shotgun on the field, you got the 18 of Gavin Eisel, and the 196 of Richard Pereira will be at the tail and trying to catch up. 40 laps to do it. It's going to be a bull ring, and it is going to be fun.
Getting ready to go at it for 40 laps from the Fairbury American Legion Speedway, the BRP iRacing Series. We're glad to have you all here watching this evening, no matter where you're watching from, no matter how you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. We're about to get this party started. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jamie Porter leads us down to the green flag, a nice aerial view, and we're green from Fairbury. You saw the contact out of turn 2, but we keep racing. A bit of a stack up there. Jamie Porter in the midst of it all. Travis Miller, your race leader.
They went 4 wide right there. Now they're still hanging 3 wide. You can see Plant just digging down on the bottom side. Correa running up top. Hunter Reeves still trying to make the middle work. As you can see, the bottom side just isn't ready yet. Maxime Plant fell back a couple of places right there, trying to get those passes in, and he just couldn't do it on Hunter Reeves and Tanner Correa.
Some stack-ups further back. We're racing, though, in the top 5. Everybody keeping things nice and orderly so far. Travis Miller leading. Adam Hilton in second. The third place goes to Jamie Porter currently as he works on Tanner Correa.
Porter is still digging down on the inside, and he's not doing that bad of a job. He's actually running the middle line right there. You can see the track isn't used up as much right in the middle. It's not quite slicked off, and it's not shiny enough yet, so he's still got a little bit of grip going on that he can put the pressure on Tanner Correa for that final podium spot, but there's plenty of time left in this race to see him slide from the top side here. As Hilton gets a little squirrely there, gives Correa a chance.
Still working things out through the midfield. You see that 79 car now working his way up. The top 5 or 6 have separated. You see Porter still working down low. That's usually a Gavin Eisel move, but he's back there in 9th position right now, mixing it up with Pereira. That 45 still digging the bottom side, but right there you see it starting to slip. This is when the top side is going to be so much better and so much more beneficial. Caution is out.
Oh, and that yellow is going to make things very dynamic. Hunter Holberg upside down in turn number 1. The field woes down, and we're going to have to get that car reset. We'll get a replay up here, see what happened to Hunter Holberg. Unfortunate stuff for him. He was trying to get sort of up more from the tail end of the field and try to get a couple more points in the championship, but definitely a tough break for that red number 99.
We saw everything that was going on back there, kind of in the background. Gavin Eisel was mixing it up with Hunter Hallberg. This is a quick little replay of things. Alan Slade is in it, and at some point, it seems like the next time through, that 99 car ends up on his lid, flipped over. Something we've seen a lot of who were the late models this season, but something that I never could have predicted with these late models either. It might come here. Pereira makes some contact, and there it is. The 99 just gets turned around, up and onto the fence. That's how he ended up on his lid. My goodness.
Wow, that was a Monster Jam type move right there from Hunter Hallberg, and it just looked like the smallest bits of contact, but, when you're going at speeds like this on a track as small as this, things go wrong quickly.
Lap 8 in the books, lap 9 beginning, wait for it. Now, under the flag stand goes race leader Travis Miller. This race is back green.
Gone and away Travis Miller was on that restart right there. Adam Hilton's now got pressure with Jamie Porter. Hilton got up in front of the 45 off the restart, but the 45 goes around him. Now down the front straightaway again. Tanner Correa putting some pressure on Hilton next. Hunter Reeve and Alan Slight, everybody going around the outside of Maxine Plant right now.
Everybody working that top side, trying to put our championship leader behind them. Well, they've got him back to 6th place, it looks like now, off of the restart. It's lap 11. The 79 still struggling down there. The 11 thriving, however, as he's up to 4th and now working on 3rd, potentially. Now, bit of a checkup up there. You see everybody get a little bit sideways. Maybe a door opening for Maxine Plant. Love this blimp view.
Look at the way Hilton went diving down into the bottom of the corner. This is awesome right now. We can see this shot, and you can see how sideways the cars are getting off the corner. It's slicked off so bad on the exits that getting the throttle down, you lose so much grip out of those tires. You're just spinning them, and you can see it just by how sideways everybody's been out of the corners. One guy that it really hasn't been biting yet is Maxine Plant, because he's running that middle line where there's still a bit of grip.
Still working the top side of the 3 and 11 cars. The 3 now into position number 3. This could be a big, big day for Adam Hilton. We've seen more and more promising runs out of this guy, just not quite the podiums, the wins that he's needed. But this could be the start of something big. I wouldn't say the start of something big, the continuation of something big.
I would agree with that, Andrew. I think Adam Hilton's been one of the guys that we kind of look at as rising speed and a rising star in this series in the middle to later stages of this championship. He's been having really consistent, solid runs, and he's been having some pretty big breaks. So definitely a guy to watch, and as we continue into the night, we'll see if he can kind of keep pushing pressure on Jamie Porter. Right now, Travis Miller kind of out on his own, but Maxine Plant still shaking things up with these guys.
Maxine Plant finally gets in line in 4th position. That pushes Tanner Correa back into the hands of Hunter Reeve. Had to think about that one for a second as Jamie Porter has some troubles in the backstretch. Goes down low, now back up high. Here comes Adam Hilton looking for maybe a way to get by. He'll try the bottom side. Slide job out of the 3-car crossover just as quickly.
Nasty slider there from Adam Hilton. He's going to get slid by Maxine Plant right here. Jimmy Porter blocked the line down on the bottom side. Doesn't let it go. The momentum carries the 3-car back into the 3rd spot temporarily. He slings around the outside. Maxine Plant still right there. Contact. There's cars around in the corner. Yellow flag is going to come out. Tanner Correa and Alan Slight involved.
How about that for timing to go up to the blimp camera, rather, as problems for Tanner Correa end up with another caution flag from Fairbury. Let's take a look back and find out potentially what goes on for the 11 car. He was riding in a pretty solid spot. He was riding in, I think, 5th when this all happens. Hunter Reeve was behind. I have to imagine there was contact involved, as I think, as would be usual, without being controversial there. So you see Hunter Reeve down to the bottom side as they were mixing things up for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Reeve down low. Correa. Oh, the contact comes from Alan Slight, who was just right behind the 11 car. Hunter Reeve got by cleanly.
Yeah, Reeve got through there, but it looked like just Slight got into that corner a little bit quicker than Correa. They got too close together and just offset the balance of the car mid-corner. That's a tough break for Tanner Correa. He's going to have to work his way back up from the tail of the field being involved in an incident like that, rather.
Down the back stretch, you see the field doubling up under our many blimp cams here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Lap 20 now in the books. 21 underway. Halfway down, halfway to go.
Cross flags would be displayed for these guys. They got the green flag this time. Travis Miller, nice run sort of off the middle top line. He's actually looked to go to the middle line. So interesting that Travis Miller's changing things up now that we're halfway into this race. Maxine Plant there on the top side right behind him. You're seeing off the rear view of the 22 machine. Maxine Plant is coming.
We've got a problem here for Hunter Reeve, who goes around and brings out another caution flag. The 44 car having a good day until now.
Yeah, I think that sums things up for maybe Hilton, Reeve, Correa, those guys. They all sort of have had really great days that just a little something puts them in the back of the field. And obviously Correa had his, Slight had his. Now here's Hunter Reeves. We're catching a replay. He's right in front of Double D, right down the inside of Richard Pereira. Coming down again, Pereira gets around him. He's got Gavin Eisel way up on the top side. He runs way low out of the corner, and Hilton came off the top side all with a ton of momentum and inertia, and just a little bit of a body check and sends him around on the front stretch.
Boy, if that's a little bit of a body check, I don't want to know what a big body check would be. That was completely blindsided for the 44 car, just nowhere to go at that point in time. And Adam Hilton, I mean, you can't really blame him. He's coming off the wall, and the way this racetrack works, it kind of just promotes that. But you see the choice there. Travis Miller wants a top side on this restart. 1 to green. We're coming around to the green flag. This will start lap 23. The 22 car leading and completing lap 22 across the line this time. We're at green.
Interesting attack mode for Maxime Plant right here. He goes to the way bottom. He doesn't get Jamie Porter, but he's got a chance to still run with him. I was wondering what Maxime Plant was going to do starting on the inside line. Adam Hilton, wow, he sent it to the bottom right there. Kind of paid off for him. Didn't get quite up to Plant, but definitely closing.
And if Travis Miller wants to make proper inroads on this points lead, he needs Maxime Plant not to finish second, but to finish dead last. Right now, that's not going to happen. Up to third and looking for second. He's got the top side on Porter. Round the top of turn 2. He's got second. Porter can't do anything about it.
Well, I think there was some contact in the back of the field. We stayed green. I think they got them all figured out. They did. So Hunter Reeve good driving in the tail end of the field to not bring out a yellow flag. You look at Double D right now. He's fighting into the top 5. He's coming on with the charge in that 73 machine.
Dylan Davidson, he commentated with us way back in season 1 of the BRP iRacing series with the sprint cars. Now, more of a racer again, like he usually is in real life, running a modified. I want to say it's Sportsman or maybe 358 modified. I'm not sure. I don't think he runs big blocks, but he was excited to get in the car last season with the modifieds. Now with the late models, we've not seen much of him, but happy to have him here this evening. He's running 5th currently, a pretty big run so far for Double D as he gets back on the dirt. Meanwhile, it's toe-to-toe. Our 2 championship leaders all season long. It's not looking great for the championship right now for Travis Miller, but he can certainly still put a stain, I think, on the rest of the season for Maxime Plant by getting a win here.
Yeah, you can see he's kind of running that top line, which is where the both of them want to be. Maxime Plant will probably at some point give a shot at a slide job, but I don't know if it's coming. It might be this time. He goes to the middle side of the racetrack. Miller slings off the top side. Not going to let the 79 get that run. The momentum carries Travis back to the front. They've passed with 10 laps to go, so now they're side by side for the race lead down the front. Again, Maxime Plant just can't quite get the momentum he needs to pass the 22.
That was 9 to go that time by. You see Plant still working the bottom. Travis Miller doing the thing that he didn't quite do at Kokomo, I'll be honest. He had a great shot to make up some points at Kokomo 2 weeks ago. Went to the bottom side, never went back up high, and gave Maxime Plant the preferred line at the end of the race. This week, though, 2 weeks later, I think he's learned his lesson. He's keeping that preferred line under lockdown up top, and Maxime Plant's going to have to go down and figure something out on the bottom side, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to find it. You see him bouncing, bobbing, and weaving on the bottom. There's just not a whole lot of grip to be had.
He's given a chance. He's getting a chance. Travis Miller making some small mistakes here and there, but one thing I'm seeing Travis Miller do
that's it!
That's a big mistake for Maxime Plant right there. Travis Miller didn't get a ton of time out of it, but that definitely took the 79 out of a shot.
Oh, he turns him! He lets him get going. Maxime Plant properly, the gentleman, lets Travis Miller get back rolling. 5 laps to go. Let's do 4.
And now Travis Miller has about a 2-car length lead past the line. Maxime Plant going to try to reel him back in. Miller goes diving down low to try to find some speed and some grip down off the exits. Look at how sideways the 22 car is in the middle of the corner. He runs off the turn 4, and that's a 3-4 car lead even now.
2.5 laps to go, coming around of popsicle sticks this time by. The lead lengthening for Travis Miller. He gets the wall that time, loses some time, but he's still got enough on the 79. Now 2 laps to go, 1.5 this time by.
Diamonded again, trying to find some grip and some moisture in the middle of the track. The white flag's going to come out this time, presented by Tucson Sound Art one more time around the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Travis Miller runs to the top side. Maxime Plant's going to have to send it big time if he wants to even have a chance here in the last 2 corners.
It's not going to happen for Maxime Plant. So many wins in a row, 6 in the season, but it's not going to be 7 this evening because Travis Miller is headed to Fairbury American Legion Speedway victory lane in race 12 of 13.
And I'll tell you what, that might not have been what Travis Miller needed in the championship, but that was an excellent show to the end of that race. The two championship leaders going toe-to-toe at the end to try to get that win. That was exciting, and that's just what Fairbury's all about, a great close quarters race.
That is exactly what Fairbury American Legion Speedway is about. We're going to have to contact long time ago, PitStop TV commentator Brendan Elshoff and get his opinion on this one. His home track has excited this evening. What a show these guys put on. And again, it's not quite going to be enough for Travis Miller in the points game, but this certainly reasserts himself as someone to contend with for the final couple of races. Well, the final race next week anyway.
Absolutely. And I think that maybe, while it may be a little wrapped up, I think that momentum is going to carry and make for an exciting and great race for the finale. So definitely going to carry some fun and some competition maybe into the next race. But hey, for the moment, Travis Miller just gets to celebrate this crazy and great win.
We will take a step aside for our post-race break. We've got a couple of messages from our partners here at PitStop TV, but don't go anywhere. 40 laps now in the books from Fairbury, and we get to talk to these drivers next up. This is PitStop TV with coverage of the BRP iRacing series.
Sound Art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it Sound Art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound Art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome back to the virtual Fairbury American Legion Speedway in the virtual Fairbury, Illinois. I don't have too many words to sum up what we just saw this evening other than, well, Travis Miller. Quite simply, Travis Miller was the best of the field this evening. We saw that. Maxime Plant took a run, took a stab at things late, but couldn't quite execute, got into Travis Miller in the waning laps, and, well, the 22 hung on for a race win, one that's important regardless of the points implications, and one that I think makes a pretty big statement as a championship contender for seasons to come in the BRP iRacing series. We welcome in then the race winner from race 12 of 13, Travis Miller, finally riding things and getting this show back on the road.
Yeah, finally. I mean, it's nice to get a win. It's just unfortunate that Max was second. I think, even I think every time I've won, he's finished second. So it's just, I don't think there's many points to gain anymore. But it's always nice to come out and win.
Yeah, certainly talked about it all night long. It's not going to make the inroads, I guess the headway that you need in the points, but it's at least a statement victory nonetheless. You're going to gain some points and take the total closer to 20 and try and get it under 20, of course, but this has got to feel pretty good regardless of the championship and regardless what it might mean. It means that you're a race winner once again. It means that you're here and you're not going to back down. Even when, again, it's not looking too great for the championship, you still come out here and you still execute.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a good feeling. It's nice to have some momentum going into the last night. I think he's all but locked up the championship, so congrats to him. But next week we're still going to go out and give it the best we can and hopefully put it in victory lane again.
Well, it's not technically official just yet. We'll see how many cars we get next week at Charlotte, and I'm sure you'll do your fair bit of campaigning to get as many cars as we possibly can to help your chances. But let's talk about next week, just as a race perspective. Forget the championship right now. Just as far as the race, have you done any preparation for Charlotte? Do you have an idea of how these late models will handle there, or are you just kind of going into the next week hoping for the best?
Yeah, I haven't done much yet. I got on about 45 minutes early tonight just to throw some laps around Fairbury. I'm never usually that consistent here. I think that was the most consistent race I've ever ran, and I still made some mistakes. So we'll see what happens next week. But I'm usually pretty consistent at Charlotte. I like running there, and I like when the bottom can come in. I can really finesse my way around the bottom. So we'll just, I think we'll do the same thing again. Get in there about 45 minutes early, test some lines, maybe open up a server, and see what we can do.
Well, it's not quite a perfect night. I think a perfect night would have included pole in qualifying, but certainly a fantastic one, winning the heat, starting outside of the front row, and leading just about every single lap of our feature this evening. It's a race win for you, buddy. Who makes it happen for you? Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, I just got to thank Precision Auto Clinic, Brian Fretz Financial, Gasson's Auto Sales, Miller's Auto Detailing, CC Performance Engines, BF Sports for all he does for me, and the BRP iRacing Series. You guys for putting this on, and shout out to the 17C boys for watching again tonight.
A big congratulations to you, Travis Miller. A job well done this evening. Can't wait to see what happens next week at Charlotte. Go get them.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Travis Miller wrapping things up from a race win, his third on the season, and an important one, certainly, given the state of the championship battle. But he can still go out there. He can still make it 4 wins in the season. Can't wait to see what he can do next week against this guy, the gentleman, Maxime Plant.
We're going to pull in Maxime Plant to the booth here and get a word in with him. Maxime, you had a pretty good run for your championship, but man, that dogfight at the end of the race with you and Travis Miller for the win was exciting. How did it feel behind the driver's seat?
Yeah, and the race was really good. This one, Travis do a really good job for the race on the heat race and the feature. So I think this one is her victory for Travis. So I'm happy to finish second behind him.
Well, that's certainly a respectable thing there to appreciate your opponents in both the race and the championship, which you look at that championship, you know, you're pretty well wrapped up. I'm not going to be definitive because I don't want to jinx anything for you, but it's pretty well along. Tell us how you feel now. You're going into that last race and you've got a very significant gap in the championship over Travis Miller.
Yeah, I know I got a good gap in the point. Last race at Charlotte is one of my favorite tracks, so I really know how to drive and which lane I need to use for the feature. So I think I just need to finish in top 3 again and probably got this championship.
Well, it sounds like you've got yourself pretty well prepared to get a good fight out of Charlotte. What sort of preparation do you take to get ready for a race like this, and tell us a little bit about how it feels getting ready for an event like this when you've got guys like Travis Miller, Jamie Porter, Gavin Eisel that are great racers and very competitive out on track for you to prepare to figure out how you're going to be able to beat them on your Monday night races.
Yeah, you don't need a specific training to do this race because Charlotte is a track who everyone can race on this track because it's really easy, really large, and you can go on the top and the bottom because the 2 lanes is still good. I think I just need to do my job, and I don't have a lot of time to practice because I work a lot, and I work a lot on my real race car. So, but I know I'm ready to do this race, and I think it's I don't know how to say, but I know Travis and Jimmy will prepare for this race, so I will try to take a time to practice me too.
Well, it's certainly something that you're going to need to be competitive here week in, week out with the BRP iRacing Series, something you've done very well all season long, Maxime. And while tonight isn't going to add to your win list, it is going to add to your top 3s and a very solid performance for you getting 2nd place. Tell us who makes it happen, who supports you, and who do you have to thank for your performance with that 79 machine tonight?
Yes, thanks a lot for you guys for the stream, the incredible season. So thanks a lot for you, and thanks to BRP iRacing Series and my family, friends, and sponsor is all the time behind me when I race in iRacing in real life. Thanks a lot.
Awesome stuff, Maxime. Well, hey, congratulations from us here for your 2nd place run tonight, and we'll be looking forward to talking to you again, hopefully, at Charlotte next time.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And that is the gentleman, Maxime Plant, rounding out 2nd place tonight. We'll hand it back over to Andrew Cardinale. He's going to get to talk to a guy who had a very strong run all the way through the night and well-deserved earns that final podium spot. It's going to be Jamie Porter.
It was a strong run, an exciting run, and a season-building run for Jamie Porter. There's not a whole lot more he can grab in terms of points, but Jamie, a good run nonetheless. Maxime got by you there, so you don't quite finish 2nd behind your teammate Travis Miller, but you still take a podium finish, and it's still got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'd take a podium behind those 2 any day. Those are the 2 best guys in the league for sure. So to fall short to them, I got no problem with that.
And again, it's not quite going to do a whole lot in terms of point standings. There's been a whole season to sort that out. But it's still one of those big, I think, career-building runs, if you will. And you and Travis have certainly come alive in these last few races and brought the fight, certainly, to Maxime Plant. It's going to be a whole lot of a different story next week at Charlotte, though. He says it's his favorite track. It's a completely different racetrack from where you guys have thrived lately on these bull rings. How do you prepare for that big 4/10 mile speedway in Charlotte?
I'm not really too sure. I'm just going to go out there and maybe throw up a couple sessions this week, see if Travis is in for that, and just make as many laps as we can. I know Max is going to be fast there. Like you said, it's one of his favorite tracks, so it'll be tough to beat him there for sure.
And so certainly a pretty good season. I wonder, in case we don't get to talk to you for some reason next week at Charlotte, I gotta know. Jamie Porter, you've joined a new team, you've won a race for the first time in a series. How do you wrap up what this season has been for you?
Unreal is the only word I can think of. That I never expected to ever sign with a team, so that caught me off guard a little bit when Beef asked me if I wanted to sign with him, and then getting the win the week after felt really good, kind of boost my confidence there. So been pretty consistent ever since. That's all I really can hope for now.
Certainly a lot of great things have happened in the 45 camp this season. I gotta say, congratulations once more on that win that you got this season. Congratulations on just a good season in general. Who makes it happen for you over there at BF Sports, and who makes it happen for you in general on the 45 car?
Yeah, so I got a lot of people backing me up here. I'll go through the list. Evergreen Thrift Store, Miller's Auto Detailing, MDR Designs, Arrington Property Maintenance, everybody at the BRP iRacing Series. They're a great group of guys. Can't thank every single one of them enough for coming out every Monday and putting on the show. And then you guys at PitStop TV for getting our name out there and making it look good while you guys do it.
Certainly appreciate that, buddy. Once again, congratulations on a pretty fantastic season so far, and I can't wait to see what you can do next week. Go get them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Jamie Porter gets things done for a podium finish once more here at Fairbury, and a very solid run, I'd say, for the Evergreen Thrift Store 45 car. Certainly a really good season that it's been for him. I'm very happy with the season we've had from him and a lot of these other guys. Just the season in general. I wasn't honestly all that sure about how things were going to go with these late models. They can clearly be pretty touchy. We make a little bit of contact, but it's been a fun one, and it would not be possible without these guys helping out the BRP iRacing series. Of course, the namesake of the BRP iRacing series, Bicknell Racing Products, Matt Ritter Designs, putting a lot of these cars out on the Speedway every single week, as well as Jam Performance, Pete Costco Haulage, and Miller's Auto Detailing for putting their heart and soul into the series. Joe, tell us about our partners here at PitStop TV.
Yeah, so obviously over here at PitStop TV, we have our own great partners, Tucson Sound Art, putting your pictures on beautifully framed, high-quality canvases with built-in Bluetooth speakers. What a great gift that could be. So definitely go check out TucsonSoundArt.com for additional information on those wonderful products, and use the promo code PitStopTV at checkout. Get 10% off your purchase. Everybody loves saving a little bit of money. Race Pace setups. You can go check out Tyler Campbell's work over on the Race Pace Discord. He's a race engineer in the real world, and will be your race engineer on speed dial in the virtual iRacing world. Pick up the pace with Race Pace. We want to thank Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, a longtime supporter and partner with what we do here at PitStop TV. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Be sure to go check out Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at their website, permanentmakeupinmaine.com. Check them out on Facebook, or call or text them at 207-358-8683. We've got to shout out Whiplash Media, specializing in various sim racing resources, including cameras, paint schemes, stream overlays, all sorts of great stuff you can get on the iRacing software, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. Be sure to check out www.pitstoptv.com for more information on that. And for BAM Racing Videos, by a race fan for the racing community. Go check out all that great stuff. You can see it on Facebook, you can see it on YouTube, some really awesome hometown racing content for all your racing needs.
Thank you for that, Joe. We do want to go through the race results here. Still unofficial technically, but I would imagine these will stay pretty official. Travis Miller winning things here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway by just about a half second over Maxime Plant. Jamie Porter checks in at third place. That's your podium, ahead of Alan Slight, Gavin Eisel with the top 5, and Tanner Correa in 6th. What a season it's been for those top 6.
Yeah, that definitely is a group of guys who've had really great performances. Some of them, Travis Miller, Maxime Plant, we're used to seeing up at the top end, Gavin Eisel, but other guys, Jamie Porter, Alan Slight, Tanner Correa, they're new names to the top end of the board this season, and they've just put together a stellar performance the whole way through. Gotta give a huge shout out to this guy. Dylan Davidson's back on the block, and he came out ready to rock in that 73 car. While it comes home in the second half of the grid, Dylan Davidson had a pretty good show tonight, and definitely shows why he's one of the best there is, and why he's with the BRP iRacing series. Adam Hilton comes home P8 tonight, Hunter Reeve in 9th. Those guys definitely had some strong points in this race. Unfortunately, their result may not show it as much, but a top 10 is a top 10. Dean Meitzler is going to round out that top 10 in the Silver Bullet, number 49 tonight. We roll back to Richard Pereira. He's going to be finishing 11th on the grid, and Hunter Holberg, unfortunately, dropped out of this race earlier on in the show, finishes P12. Not quite what he wanted out of this race, but still some solid points in that championship.
Certainly solid points for a lot of this field. Solid points for Travis Miller. Did almost everything he could to maximize this evening. Doesn't quite get the pole, and that's what's going to end up hurting him. Certainly. Gives up those points to Maxime Plant. I think even if somebody else had gotten the pole, it would be a much more optimistic mood around that 22 camp, but it's just not looking too great. We'll give you a points update on social media sometime in the next week. Make sure to watch out for that. Speaking of social media, you can follow along with us on social media to check out when we're broadcasting, including these 3 upcoming broadcasts for the rest of the week. We got more than just this in the next week or so, but these are the 3 that are up next. We've got tomorrow night with the Nork iRacing Series Season 13, races 13 and 14 at the Talladega Super Speedway. Yes, that's right, races 13 and 14. It's a double-header kind of night, the Talladega Duels. Tomorrow evening, you'll want to be there. TCB, Jared Darling, Will Klein, John Barry, David Shutt, Daniel Falkingham, Chad Oxendine. So many of the big players will be there tomorrow night. 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time gets the coverage started. You do not want to miss Talladega Super Speedway when it comes to Nork. You never want to miss plate racing when it comes to Nork, but especially, again, tomorrow evening at Talladega, the Talladega Duels. Emerson Arden, Joe Donahue, Kenneth Bueno slated to bring you the call tomorrow evening. Make sure to be there. It's going to be a fun one, along with a season opener for the Outlaws Sim Series at the Daytona International Speedway. We've spoken a lot about the Outlaws Sim Series in the last week or so, bringing them on board here at PitStop TV in what has been a hell of a project, I'll be honest, with Emerson Arden, Jacob Zala, Adam Gardner, and everybody there at the Outlaws Sim Series, bringing in Vinny Cortez for social media coverage as well. It's been a lot of fun getting them here on the channel, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You can check coverage of the Outlaws Sim Series Race 1 from Daytona. Then Thursday, we've got, of course, the MSRA Truck Series at Knoxville Raceway. A 1 week break for these guys while, the National Series took to Road America last week. We even had coverage of Road America last week. The trucks are getting down and dirty. Make sure you tune in for a special driver in the field as well. There on Thursday evening, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Things get started with Emerson Arden and Jacob Zala. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I will mention we also have coverage on Friday evening of the MSRA National Series from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. You'll definitely want to check in for Atlanta, I'd say. Current Atlanta is good Atlanta, and we cannot wait to have those NASCAR Xfinity Series cars sliding around the 1.5-mile speedway that is the Atlanta Motor Speedway. You can keep up with all of these broadcasts and so much more on these social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can think to find most, iRacing broadcasters. We're likely there already. We are there already. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube are all pictured here. The Instagram and Twitch link can kind of double for one another. Just insert twitch.tv in place of Instagram.com. So Facebook.com/PitStopTV, Twitter.com/PitStopTV_, Instagram.com or Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV, and YouTube.com/C/PitStopTV1. You can find us at all of those platforms, bringing you social media updates, big stories throughout the week if we've got them, big clips throughout the week if we got them, and of course broadcasting to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. It's been a fantastic night, a fun, fantastic night from the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. We've had a lot to cover, a lot to go through this evening from Fairbury. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, so it's been a great show. It's always a pleasure to be here with the BRP iRacing Series and their late model tour this season. That'll do it from us here at Fairbury and the Fairbury American Legion Speedway tonight. We're grateful to have everybody here, both in the sim and watching with us, as well as we're grateful for all the support we have from our partners and teammates here at PitStop TV. Thank you especially to the veterans who have served our country here being at the American Legion Speedway. I want to give a shout out to the veterans who've served and the soldiers who risk their lives every day to keep our great nation safe. For all of PitStop TV, Andrew Cardinale and Trey Shellsworth beside me tonight here, along with all of the guys at the shop: Emerson Arden, Eric Brennan, Trey Patton, Corey Rexford, Cole Freilich, Jacob Paticki, Andrew Jarvis, Vincent Cortez, Hayes Booth, Jacob Sala, Kenneth Bueno, and JP Costa. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.